Alright, Bill of Rights, Bill of Rights. Just in case you're a junior watching, this is not the video you should watch, juniors. This is only for sophomores. Alright. Well, Bill of Rights. It is a collection of rights that are guaranteed for Americans. Where did it come from? What's it do? Well, great questions, you. Alright, so where we left off last time was that the Constitution had been written, and now it was being sent out to the states for ratification. And remember what ratification was. I'll give you 3 seconds. Now, if you thought in your mind, hey, it's when the states approved or didn't approve the Constitution, you would be right. Yeah, good job. So, states were now looking at the Constitution and considering what they liked about it and what they didn't like about it. And through this process, two groups arose. Some were called the Federalists, who were in support of the Constitution and the strong form of government. And there were also the Anti-Federalists, who were frightened that the government would have too much power that it could abuse. And both groups ended up writing a number of newspaper articles telling the public why either strong government was needed or why there needed to be more protections for individual liberties. And the most famous of these were called the Federalist Papers, and they were written by James Madison. And if you look on the right, there's a collection of them. And the Federalist Papers ended up being the most convincing of the arguments of why the U.S. needed the strong government to run the country. And while the Anti-Federalists were not successful, they were successful in bringing about a Bill of Rights. And the Bill of Rights is the first 10 amendments to the Constitution. So they didn't change the Constitution itself. What they did is they added on additional pieces of the Constitution. And the first 10 amendments, there's currently, I believe, 24 amendments. The first 10 are what make up the Bill of Rights. And we're going to go through them here. So, First Amendment. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or of the right of the people to peacefully assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. So, a couple very important things. First Amendment rights. The reason why it's first is, well, the people that were writing the Bill of Rights thought these were incredibly important. So, first thing, no law respecting the establishment of a religion. So, the government will not establish a state religion. There is not a religion established by the U.S. government. Other countries have an official religion. The U.S. does not. Nor will the government prevent you from exercising your religion. They will not prevent you from going to church and worshiping as you feel fit. Freedom of speech, it will not be abridged, or of the press. So newspapers will also, or TV stations will also not be edited. Or the right of the people to peacefully assemble and petition the government. So if people are peacefully marching and saying, government, we want change, well, that's your right as an American. Second Amendment. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So there's a need for an army, and people are allowed to keep weapons. This will be one of the debates that we will be attacking sometime this week. The Third Amendment. No soldier shall in time of peace be quartered in any house. Now this is coming directly from that Quartering Act that the British imposed, where there was potential that British soldiers could be staying in your house without your permission. So if it's a time of peace, the government can't just put soldiers in your house. Fourth Amendment. Right of people to secure their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures, and shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause. So you cannot have the authorities, the police, come into your house and go through your stuff without a search warrant. Now, the problem with this is the technology has evolved that people don't need to go into your house now to look at your information, and that will be another of our debates. We'll be looking at our electronic freedoms and the ability to keep people out of our computers, even if we don't even see them. Fifth Amendment. No person shall be held to answer for capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the naval or land forces. So we'll jump down a lit. Or nor shall any person be subject to the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, sorry ladies, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. There's a whole lot in here. So very briefly, you can't be put on trial unless you can't be held to answer. So you can't be found guilty unless there's a trial performed, except when it comes to the military, where there's military tribunals, so you don't actually have a jury. You cannot be put on trial for the same offense twice, so if you are found innocent of a crime, then that's it. Nor can you be a witness against yourself, which means if you're arrested, you don't have to speak, which is why you have the right to remain silent. You don't want to, if you don't have to, indict yourself to prove yourself guilty. Sixth Amendment. All criminal persecutions accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial with an impartial jury of the state and district where the crime has been committed, and to be confronted with witnesses against him, have assistance of counsel. So everyone, if you are accused of a crime, you are guaranteed a speedy trial and public, and you may have a counsel for your defense. That is why a lawyer will be provided for you if you cannot afford one. Seventh Amendment. Suits of common law, value shall exceed $20. The right of trial by jury. This is going against the British again, where there was an issue of the British just taking people up to Canada and putting you on trial. You're going to have a trial by jury of your peers, of people that are in the area of your community. Eighth Amendment. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. We'll have a good debate over what is cruel and what is unusual when it comes to our punishments. Ninth Amendment. Enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. So you can't use the Constitution to deny rights of other people. And the 10th Amendment. Powers not delegated by the United States to the Constitution or prohibited by the states are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. So if there are rights out there that are not listed in the Constitution, they are then the states' rights, and if no one lists them, then those are your rights as a person. If there is no law or rights not on here, then those are yours as a American. Alright, so those are the first 10 amendments, and on Monday we'll be looking at these amendments in play in the news, current events, and you are going to be choosing what issues you would like to debate and research further. So after we finish our Constitution presentations, we're going to have a quiz on Monday on the Constitution, open notes, But after that, we'll start looking at the Bill of Rights.